You could say that these guys are a home's most unwelcome group of guests because they're here to grab, throw, bag, haul, and generally destroy everything left behind by the owner of this foreclosed home. The mission is to fill this dumpster as quickly as possible so it can be taken to the landfill. That's right, the landfill. Nearly everything left in this house is going to the dump. John Ploker owns a business that contracts with banks and mortgage companies to do this dismantling, which he calls a trash out, a word he says he came up with because it so perfectly describes how homes are emptied. Even though he's done this now for several years, Ploker says he's still surprised by the personal things people leave behind.
People always say that the first thing they'd take if there was some kind of disastrous photographs, but...
No, we find pink slips to automobiles, we'd find birth certificates. Now, those types of things we keep, and we attempt to mail those.
Computers, printers.
Yeah, there's a computer. That's all intact.
2 computers
yeah,
in
two
here.
computers in there, table.
Incredible. Incredible.
We found dozens of things, but one of the things we found just recently was an urn that somebody's remains, they had been cremated and they left their urn at the house. And we called the bank and said, what do we do with that? And they said, do not trash that.
And although people know for months in advance that they're headed for foreclosure, they often leave in a hurry.
Yeah, you've got rotting food here. These people didn't take much. They took what they needed, perhaps their wallets and their purses, and the shirts on their back, literally, and they're gone. They've lost everything. And as you can see, a lot of good stuff is still here, and so they must be in great despair.
That sense of sadness isn't lost on the trash out crew.
I wonder how I would feel, what I would leave behind, what I would tell my kids before I leave. I mean, I have to pick up their children's toys. I mean, I pick up dolls and I wonder if this was a little girl's best friend. I wonder what this was to somebody else, and now it's going into a dumpster.
Everything that's left behind is left behind because they want to leave it here. There's no coercion. They're not being forced out of the house immediately. They have plenty of time to take it out, so it's their decision, not the bank's, not ours.
Ploker says he's tried and tried to donate everything to charity because it makes ecological sense and would cut what he pays in landfill fees. But his crews move at a blistering pace, and the logistics of hooking up with a charity truck has never worked out.
Off to the dump!
What happens is they don't show up when they say they're going to show up. They leave things because they don't think it's valuable, and then we have to come back and pick it up, or we get in trouble because we did not finish the job.
So it's been 4 hours, the place is totally trashed out. This is all that's left, and it's our stuff.
Anybody want the end table? Nobody want to take it home?
I don't think so. They've already been claimed.
Even the guys that are seasoned in this business, I think it's caused them to think, how could this happen? And we're just seeing all kinds of things happen that I don't think we would have thought were possible.
We received the property.
Possible and profitable. Paul Carlozzi is field supervisor for the country's biggest property preservation company, Safeguard Properties, in Cleveland, Ohio.
This place is actually not in very bad condition. This one would be an investor special. Some hangers.
Today, Carlozzi's inspecting 3 foreclosures in Riverside County.
Most of the debris and personal property has been removed, but we've got our work cut out for us on the back of the property, that's for sure. There's at least 3 truckloads as well as some hazards that need to be removed.
That shed back there, we got to have someone clean out the back corner. It's all that crap behind it, and through both sides.
I'll get in there.
The next property is supposed to be ready for sale, and Carlozzi likes what he sees.
We've resodded the front lawn, we've replaced appliances, put in fresh carpet and paint, and we've gotten the property to a best possible condition, which is what sells homes.
But in a sign of the times, just 2 doors down is another contractor doing, guess what?
This is what it is, a trash out, you know. Somebody's trash, somebody's treasure, you know, and that's the unfortunate thing.
This house was once a model home.
How do we not know we're throwing money away? For all we know, it could be a valuable painting, but, you know, we can't be taking stuff home, you know, because there's so much trash everywhere. Hate to throw this table away. I'm sure people worked hard to buy a table and chairs, and unfortunately have to throw it away. You know, if I had room for it, I'd take it, but I just don't have the room for it.
Paul Carlozzi's last house of the day is in an upscale neighborhood in Riverside.
Here you can see that the conditions are quite disturbing inside.
He has no idea how the home got this way, just that it didn't happen overnight.
This was a beautiful home when it was constructed. I can't imagine that being more than 5-10 years ago. If you'd like to peer into the garage, this area is quite a mess. Use your imagination. I think that considering all the damages and neglect of this property, we're looking at ballpark $100,000 to get it habitable again.
Hey, we need to go to the dump. Like now.
I don't think the United States, or at least California, could handle another one of these foreclosure crises. But we'll go through this process again. In the short term, yes, everybody's burned their hand and they remember that burn. But over the long term, 10 years from now, we might be back here.
I'm Lisa Ling for SoCal Connected.